Hey, what's going on, guys? Fearless here. I wanted to go over my John Deere STX38 that I'm going to be selling. I got this unit free back in March, along with a Troy-built 33 wide cut mower, a true early 90s garden way Troy-built. That I have yet to mess with. Anyway, when I got the unit, the original hood it came with was all cracked up, so I had to go source out a hood. The engine appeared to be leaking oil, but it wasn't. The needle and seat on the carburetor wasn't sealing, so the gas was overflowing into the combustion chamber and it was leaking out the governor shaft. I corrected that, sourced out the hood, did a couple other things, cleaned it up real good. Now she's good to go. It's got the 38-inch cut. This is the yellow deck version, which is a higher quality. Electric PTO. It's got the 5-speed Peerless 920 transaxle, which is a high quality transaxle. And yes, it came with the bagger too, along with that mulch plug thing. And those are like $80 used, which is crazy. Anyway, other than the hood being the one weak point on these units, which if you're careful, you'll be fine. These are really well-made machines, better than anything they're making today. It's got the 12.5 horsepower Kohler Command, which is a really great engine. This thing is great. Change the oil, new spark plug, new air filter, new fuel filter. Added a fuel shut-off, fresh stabilized gas, yeah, she's good. She is a good engine. I'll tell you, these are great engines. Deck on this thing is solid. Belts were good. I mean, there was a ton of grass under there that I had to clear out. I cleaned it up real well, but came out really nice. Even this hood had been repaired, and I painted this area because it wasn't green. It was like a grayish from whatever they used to repair it. But yeah, that came out good. And washed it real nice. I think it had a good battery, but I ended up using that battery on another tractor. So I put this high-end gel battery, which technically those are for power wheelchairs, but they're rated at like 14 amps. Actually volts, I mean, something like 14 volts. And I think the thing has like 500 CCA, so that's like a top of the line. That's like a $100 battery. It's got the key over here, electric PTO. It's got the optional light, This one, it had the optional lights if you wanted to add them. So it's got the light switch, but there's no lights. But you don't really need those unless you're out there in the dark. And on a unit like this, you're going to be cutting your grass. You know, you're not going to be cutting in the dark anyway. But you could always add lights. You know, if you wanted to add a plow, then you might want lights, which you could add it. But I think I'm going to put this up for $900 with the bagger. Because, I mean, you know, they got them units at Home Depot. They're like $1,600. They don't come with a grass catcher. This is a high quality unit, and it comes with a grass catcher. So, I see them getting sold cheaper, but they're not in really good condition like this one is. Also, this decal on the hood, replacement hood, it had some chips in the STX38 on both sides. So I took the decals from the other hood and I glued them on here. That's why that looks slightly different, because the decals were, the lines were going the other way. I guess that one was like a couple of years newer. It was a yellow deck version, but the hood was, it had that style. So, yeah, I think that looks good. You know, it's a good looking unit. In fact, I got a spare John Deere sticker I stuck on the back that came off that other hood. Here's the rest of that hood. Broke it down all the way, but it was pretty well cracked up. That hood seems to be better made than this one. Like, this is really cheap, crappy plastic that just cracks apart. That hood, I think the reason it survived is it's not made exactly like you could hear it. It's got more of a soft sound to it than that crunchy sound. But anyway, let me go ahead and start her up for you. This video will post after I sell this unit, so this way I don't have folks commenting on the for sale video. I'm going to disable the comments on the for sale ad, and I'll put this ad video up after the thing's sold. But everything on it, even these tires, which are Turf Track RS, got the American flag. What are they, 18s? And then your typical 15s, I would say, or 14s. No, 13. 13s in the front, 18s in the back. I like the deck height thing here. I like the way that's set up. But anyway, let me go ahead and start it up now. It doesn't smoke, doesn't, you know, it runs perfect. Only when you first start it, at the moment, it'll make one brief puff of smoke. Probably because it's still working out all that crap that was in there. When I first started this engine back up after fixing that issue, it smoked like hell for 10 minutes until all that crap burned out. But after that, it ran perfect, no smoke. Throw it on choke. It may not even need choke at this point, but yeah, it don't need choke. Kohler Commands, man, you can't beat them. I think I smelled fuel still, so there might be still an issue with that needle and seat. So I would recommend to shut this off when not in use. That's just a good thing to do. Pep to it. I didn't have my foot down in the clutch all the way. It's like a race tractor. That thing just did a wheelie. That engine has a great pulse to it. I really like these Kohler Commands. They are good engines. Alright guys, thanks for watching.